Hello out there, YouTube. What is going on, everyone? It is D Dunn, and guess what? We might not make the playoffs after winning the World Series the first time on the craziest run of all time. The following year, we missed the playoffs. Then last year, we won the World Series, and now this year, after leading the division for most of the year, we are now fourth in the division, and we are one game out of the wild card race. Now, we've been in this spot before. This is not unfamiliar territory for us. We know what it likes to suck sometimes. We are the A's. But our pitching is killing us. At best, it's been middle of the road, so average. At worst, mediocre. If we look at our pitching lineup, Grayson Rodriguez, a 91 overall with a 5.3 ERA and a 1.5 whip. He has walked basically as many batters in 154 innings as he did last year with 205. He's not giving up as many home runs. He's striking out a ton of people. He just cannot keep the walks down. Okay. Trevor Rogers, a potential lefty. You know, he's not quite there yet, only an 83 overall. So, right, like we don't expect him to be elite, but a 4 ERA, a 1.3 whip, it's not awful, but it's kind of the same thing. He's just walking a lot of batters. Tristan McKenzie, his whip is actually kind of low, 1.28, but his ERA is inflated. Why is his ERA inflated? Because he is walking the second most he has in his career, and he's actually giving up a few home runs. The most out of anyone per nine. Mason Miller is having a average season, about kind of what we expect. I thought maybe he had turned a quarter last year. He's now an 86 overall. So I was like, oh, he's got it this year. No. 1.42 whip, 4.3 ERA. Walking almost 4 batters per 9. I don't know what it is, but our best guys cannot find the strike zone. And then finally, Julio Urias is having a good year for the team, but a bad year for himself. So even our best pitcher is having his worst season in since his sophomore year. Okay? And same thing. He's actually not doing too bad. He's just allowing some hits. He's just allowing hits. Stuart Orr. He started off in the Cy Young running. About a third of the way through the year, he was there. His whip is very low. His ERA is now under 4, so that's not bad. We know he doesn't strike a ton of people out, although it's drastically improved over last year. He's walking the lowest out of anyone, and he's not giving up. He's not giving up many home runs. And then Tyler Wells, he's 32, see potential falling fast. Okay, his best years are behind him. We have to make a move. If we want to succeed, we have to make a move. And so we have September call-ups as an opportunity to make those moves. So let's hop into the roster here. And Grayson Rodriguez, I think, has to go down to AAA. Even in long relief, he has not been good. It's crazy that we're sending a 91 overall pitcher down to the minors, but he has been bad. He has been bad. He still has 3 options. It's not going to hurt us in the long run. It's probably going to piss him off. But so be it. Tristan McKenzie, his whip is pretty low. I think he's just giving up a lot of hits. And our defense isn't great. So that could be a part of it. But still, walking 3 batters every 9 is like not exceptional. He's given up a few home runs. Long story short, I think he could stay. Mason Miller is really on the edge. And then Tyler Wells. Get out of there. Get out of there. Sorry, my dog started digging through my trash can like a maniac. And so I think it's going to be either Tyler Wells or Mason Miller. Mason Miller, I think, is actually out of options. He has one option left. But he's at least improving. And so I think if we compare the two, pretty similar. So Tyler Wells gets sent down to AAA. Okay. Now then, we are obviously short a couple pitchers. Who do we bring up? Anthony Matsui is an interesting idea. He had a really good season going. He's a lefty, so that gives us a new lefty. We don't get as many statistics as we do in the majors. But the ERA is down. The whip is okay. Mario Orozco, on the other hand, having a pretty good year. The whip is low. The ERA is very low. He might be tapped out or pretty close to being tapped out on potential. It worries me that his K per 9 and walk per 9 are that low, but he's performing. At least he's performing. We are going to give him the nod and move him up to MLB. And then, I would love to bring up Gillian. His numbers are awful. But when you look at his hit per 9 and K per 9, they're way too low in combination. He would get shelled. I'm very sure of it. So I think we're going to look to our bullpen now. Jojo Romero has been piss poor. Now, he only has 24 innings, so I don't really know what to do with that. But the chances that he's going to turn it around when he's walking over 3 batters per 9, he was disgusting last year and he sucks this year. I don't really know what else to say. We're going to send him down. Ooh, I don't know if he actually clears waivers. All right. We'll keep him just because I'm a little worried. Kyle Brown. Okay, this is someone we drafted a few years ago, a lefty. He's been phenomenal in AAA. I'm not exceptionally confident he's going to do very well in the majors, but I think we have to give him a shot based off how he's performed. Speaking of which, I think it's time that we see Dick Lovelady. I mean, with a name like that, I feel like you got to do it. Another lefty. He's been performing well. So he comes up to the majors. And then lastly, Roosevelt Bronson. Okay, our hitting is fine. We have no need to move out anyone. If we look at our lineup, 309, 288, 290, 270, 280. Curtis Mead is our worst batter, and he's hitting 255. And like he's still above league average. Everyone's kind of cold right now, which is a little concerning. I hope we have to get out of a funk, but there's no reason to move any of these guys because they're all hitting well. Okay. So, with that said, let's go to our pitching rotation. All right. Wow, we have a really, really full pitching staff. Okay, that's fine. Mason Miller is going to be a long reliever. Jaime Barria is going to be a long reliever. And I guess that's it. So we have tons of options now in the bullpen. Tons of options to choose from. We have some young guys to try out. I just don't know if Jojo Romero clears waivers. And we have some new faces here. We're gonna move Arias. We're gonna shuffle this around. All right. And we're just going to have to hope for the best. We're going to have to hope that our pitching changes is what the team needs. I'm not super confident bringing up some AAA guys. It's still crazy to me that a 91 overall pitcher is now in AAA, but no one is safe. No one is safe. If you suck, then you go down, period. I mean, and if he doesn't absolutely piss on these guys in AAA, then we're going to have a huge problem. Another huge problem. We don't have any relievers now in AAA. That is actually a problem. All right, so these two guys down here, they're going to have to go to AA. And then our top AA guys will go to AAA. All right, that's good enough. That is good enough. And then they'll have Jojo Romero after he clears waivers. Hopefully he clears waivers. That does give us an opportunity to call up someone else. So I feel like having we could bring up old Doug Vaughn. He's just amazing. Gives us a little bit of flexibility on the infield, which I think would be nice. So he's definitely a candidate. It'd be nice if we had like a real utility player that could come up. But I don't know that we have that. Also, Lawrence Butler in real life is having a year. Okay, so I think that's it. We'll bring up Doug Vaughn. 40 man's full. All right. Congrats, Douglas Vaughn. You are now a major leaguer. We'll put Batista up to Double-A. And Max Muncy gets the nod up to Triple-A. Who else needs to come up? You're not ready. You're definitely not ready. Okay, that's fine. I know this is a really long setup to this episode, so I appreciate it if you're sticking around. I really, really appreciate it, but I like to give my thoughts. Baseball is a complicated sport. I like to explain the reason I'm doing things. All right, so who do we... Second baseman. All right, so we'll throw Will Wagner in there, I guess, or Max Muncy. Yeah, we'll throw Will Wagner. Also, look at our catcher. 9 home runs, but he gets on base, man. He gets on base. 416 on base percentage from a catcher. That's phenomenal. Okay. There we go. All right. We're set. And now we have to decide our last month. Our interdivision games are Texas, Houston, and Seattle. All of them are above us. I feel like the Mariners have to be the game because they're just the closest to us, and we don't really have a shot at clinching the AL West. So we'll play Seattle, and then for our other game, so Boston isn't very good. Kansas City doesn't look like they're very good. Toronto, and Detroit. Oh my God. Did Chris Paddock turn it around? We traded. Chris Paddock was part of the trade to get Torkelson. Oh, that's the White Sox. Detroit, right. Oh, good. He's continued to suck, so that's fine. He didn't have a great year. That's good. Kyle Muller. And you know who I really wanted to look at? I'm sorry, I know I'm taking a long time, but bear with me here. Estuary Ruiz. What happened to Estuary Ruiz? No players. Oh. There we go. So he's on Tampa Bay. We traded him now 3 years ago. He sucked, and he had a good year this year. He finally had a good year this year. I'm glad we didn't hold on to him that long because it's still not an amazing year. How many stolen bases? He only had 20 stolen bases. Wow. Yeah. Glad we didn't hang on to him. Okay. Sorry for all that. That popped into my head the other day. So we'll play Detroit. The Rockhounds don't have 4 valid lineups. The Rockhounds do not have 4 valid lineups. What am I missing? Second baseman. Great. Batista, it is. Oh man, he's really bad defensively. We'll figure it out. Okay. Jesus. Okay. So looks like Tarek Skubal might win the Cy Young with those numbers. Silas Ardoin out 1 to 2 months. Let's put him on the 60-day. All right, so it's going to be Julio Urias versus Tarek Skubal. Playing at home. I think both of these games will actually end up being at home, which is kind of fun. All right, so Orozco had his first game. He had a solid game. It looks like 3 ERA. Bronson pitched a little bit, got a win. Didn't give up anything. Did Dick Lovelady get any innings? No. How about Kyle Brown? Pitched a third of an inning. Didn't give up anything. Okay. So maybe we made the right moves. Curtis Mead is looking a little weak. And so we will get to see the young Douglas Vaughn at third base. We should probably mix this up so we don't have 3 lefties in a row. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Okay. Oh, imagine if we don't make the playoffs when we were leading the division when we had a Cy Young candidate at one point, and we led the league in every hitting stat there is to have, and then we don't make the playoffs. That would be insane. And also, Mark, just the worst second half of baseball I think we could possibly have. And we weren't even injured. All right, so last time we pitched with Urias, we should have had a perfect game. We literally pitched a perfect game, except there was a shot at Curtis Mead at third, and the ball literally went through his glove. I've never pitched a perfect game, but when I say it went through his glove, I don't mean that like he just missed it. I mean, I watched the instant replay and the ball literally went through his glove. Like the game just like glitched or something. But perfect game. Well, we don't have to worry about it now. Colt Keith just hit the piss out of that one. Holy hell, 108 off the bat. I don't even know who that guy is. But apparently he can hit the ball. That was actually not a bad pitch. I don't feel bad about that pitch. That was just a good bit of hitting. And that's some bad umpiring to go with it. But like I was saying, the ball just literally went through his glove like magic. And so perfect game was over. And this was like in like the 7th inning. Heartbreaking. Obviously, don't have a chance at a perfect game now. But, long story short, I'm expecting a good outing from Urias. Did we just give up 2 home runs? Oh my God. I mean, that's another beautiful baseball. Has not a bad pitch. Maybe it's just not our year. First guy only had 70 power. He barreled that one. The second guy, he just kind of poked it. 2 hits, 2 runs. Son of a bitch. All right. Slider, four-seamer, sinker, circle change is what Tarek Screwball is working with. Alex Verdugo does not care. Off the wall. It's a double to lead off. Is this going to be just like a hit parade? Hopefully not, because I don't know if we... I mean, we should be able to keep up. But I also have really bad luck sometimes. Last year, we had a game against Houston where we put up 19 or 20, something ridiculous like that. This year, not so fortunate in any of our games.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Scooball's kind of nasty. That changeup is pretty vicious. Rosario's going to turn on that one. Doesn't leg it out. Runner does not advance. So it's an unproductive out, but not a bad swing, I guess. Solaire's going to spin on that curve. He's been fine. 27 home runs. You know, he's getting up there in age, so he's starting to slump a little bit, but oh, we miss it. It was a very hittable pitch. And it looks like we might be leaving Verdugo at second, but Spencer Torkelson 96 power versus lefties. Oh, man, that's not a slider you want to swing at, buddy. That's tough. Now 0-2 is the count. Luckily, we don't eat at that slider. That one may have hit him. Maybe you reach out there and take one for the team. Okay, works to a 2-2. There it is! And now the game's tied. Spencer Torkelson gets shit on, Mr. Ball. That is 460 feet for Torkelson. Monster home run.
Ball one, no strike.
Game's tied. This could be a shootout. Our lineup is better versus lefties. So we do have that going for us. I'm hoping that their lineup is not as good versus lefties, although we, of course, seen 2 home runs to lead off in the first inning. Trent Grisham, that's a familiar face. How did he do? We traded him last year. He's having a very good year. Although, given his power, you expect him to have more than 8 home runs. But I guess he also only has 200 at-bats. Apologies. Dog went bonkers. Anyway, I say, Trent Grisham, he was on the team.
0-1's the count.
Part of the trade that got us Torkelson.
0-2 is the count.
And it looks like he's actually been pretty decent for him. Good bench bat, plays good defense. I'm glad. See, that's how you know that a trade works. They get a starter.
Ball.
They got
Counts 1-0.
a potential starter. They got a couple starters.
Inside, ball 2.
Who is this guy with a 0? This is his very first major league at bat.
2-1.
So this is him coming up from AAA, presumably from the minors. First at bat, you're not getting the best of Julio Arias. No damage done this inning. Let's see if we can continue to have success against the Scooble. The Scooball. Okay, well, opposite field smack for Sethi.
Batting 7.
We know he's not great. And honestly, not a bad swing. Just happened to go to a defender. And Scooball is challenging us. We have seen a lot of pitches in the strike zone thus far. Even that sinker on the black, maybe not the best pitch to swing at, but
Ball inside.
we have seen the slider come in on people. He might be trying to take off our head. I'm not sure. He better not be. I mean, that's a good swing. The bottom of our lineup, not as exceptional versus lefties. And now Doug Vaughn with his first at bat. Good contact made. Not a bad pitch at all to swing at. but it is 3 lineouts in a row for our A's here in the second.
Outside, that's a ball.
And Urias has been pretty effective thus far. Obviously,
Ball, that's off the plate.
got hit on pretty hard in the first inning. Gives up a walk there, although those pitches were very close,
0-1. He stay.
like really close. Kind of surprising we don't get a swing out of any of them. But that's going to be, I was going to say it's going to be a strikeout. Honestly thought it would be. Just can't put him away. Fouling off everything. Let's take a look at Colt Keith. Wow. 25 years old, 87 overall. He must have been like a generational prospect in the draft a few years ago. But we might as well knight him because he just pulled out a sword. Waves at the slurve. And misses.
0-1's the count.
He's going.
Hey!
Oh, get him. He doesn't have a chance. He's out. Atta boy. Sodi behind the plate. With the cannon. Out number 3. Nice try. All right. Derek Skubal
Ball.
came into this game with like a 2-point-something ERA. We got to him the first inning.
Ball.
We know the bottom of our lineup, not that great versus lefties, but top and the middle of our lineup is
That's ball.
relatively exceptional. We're going to put the stop sign up for Sodi. And it works. No, it doesn't. Don't worry, Soderstrom. I was just as confused as you are. That pitch is on the black. And again, Tyler taking the walk to first on back-to-back ball fours. The throw, though, offline, and that's one of those, ball don't lie moments. After getting tough calls on back-to-back, what we thought would have been ball number 4, they end up committing an error, and Soderstrom gets on base anyway. Wow. Verdugo on the sinker, just a little bit under it. Good hittable pitch. That one a rocket down the line. Rosario's not going to leg that one out, though, but great reaction time from the first baseman there.
Designated hitter, Jorge.
All right, we need some Solaire power right here, buddy. Brighten my day.
Ball, that's out.
12 stolen bases from a catcher on the season for Sodi. That's pretty solid stuff right there.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Good eye from Solaire. Did not bite on the sinker. Turns on that one. Should be a ground out, and it is. All right, so both teams score 2 in the first, and since then, nothing. Riley Green now.
0-2.
Up to bat.
Nope, outside.
Pops up the two-seamer down at his knees. Good pitch from Arias. Really pitching well. Obviously, besides the two solo shots in the first.
0-1.
But he's been good. Been good.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Verdugo kind of does a little dance move, left to right there. The ball's hit right to him. We know how that feels.
Kerry Carpenter.
Oh, 2 is the count.
Let's see if we get one of those close calls.
1-1.
It wasn't that close. How about a low and away fastball?
3.
Wow. Well within the strike zone. Goes down looking. I think that's strikeout number 3 or 4 so far for Arias. Tarek Schoolball now 36 pitches
No strikes.
through 3. So being fairly efficient. Starting to miss the strike zone a little bit. He was definitely challenging pretty hard in the zone at the beginning of the game. But maybe pitching around Torkelson after giving up the 2-run shot in the first. We take that one. Looking for a fastball. Oh. Not a bad idea, I think, to throw the curveball there, but we'll see what we get on this full count pitch. Torkelson holds back, but still early and pulls it. Third baseman can't glove it, but Torkelson at first base, not that fast. Unfortunately, can't leg it out.
One and one.
That's whiskey ball. He's just having a great year. Doesn't have like the most insane ratings. Having a good year. Definitely probably shouldn't have paused there. I think it screwed up Carlson. He's going to line out to center field. Good timing, went up there for the fastball, just a little under it. That was a great fastball right there. Just absolutely painted. Probably should have been strike one. I don't think I'd be mad at that one. And once again, we hit directly to an outfielder. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, the bottom of this lineup did not give us much trouble last time. Although this one might. Verdugo reaches out.
The right fielder, number 12, Trent Grisham.
Sorry. Again, just anytime someone walks by the house, my dog in the window, and his little perch, just lets them have it. This is get off my yard, even though they're obviously not in my yard. Arias knocks that one down with the throw, not in time. Grisham legs it out, and that's kind of what we're missing in the outfield is a guy like Grisham and his speed. He was on the team. Obviously, we know that. We made the trade, made them better, made ourselves better, and now we're squaring off against each other. Whoa. Pretty ugly swing there from Winsel Perez. Pops up and Torkelson's able to get it.
Yep, that ball went out.
Ooh, Jake Rogers hits that one pretty hard. It is deep, but Carlson is able to leg it out, makes the snag, and we do allow a base runner, but no damage done. And now going into the bottom of the fifth, still tied. Let's get loosey-goosey. There we go. Get down. All right, that one falls. Leadoff single for Gelly Bean. We love to see it. I mean, absolutely barreled. 100 off the bat. That's what we like to see.
1-0.
Now pitching out, afraid of the Zach Geloff steal. Look at that majestic-ass beard. Doug Vaughn, great pickup for us, I think 2 years ago in the draft. Has excelled in the minors the entire time.
No, he's in there.
And now gets his first September call-up. If we do make the playoffs, we would look to probably have him on the playoff roster. Throwing over again to Geloff. Ooh, that might have been a good pitch to swing at. But looking for something up that we can elevate. We elevate it, but way too high. A little infield fly out. So 0 for 2 so far for Douglas Vaughn.
That's the ball. Count 1-0.
And this one, a little blooper out into left field, snagged. We're just not really barreling up the baseball, just under a lot of these.
Ball, that's out.
Okay, again, apologize, but like, he's going crazy. All right, we got to settle in. A little 2-out rally would be huge. Slider to hit. Verdugo spits on it.
Ball 2.
Little dribbler up the middle. And the errant throw goes to the dugout. This should be second and third, and it is. Wild throw from the second baseman.
Shortstop, Javier Rosario.
Not the best hit. But with the error, we have 2 runners in scoring position, and we have Ahmed Rosario. Great clutch rating. Pretty good power versus lefties. Looking for a fastball that we can drive. Leads the team in doubles. Oh, and it's a line out to the second baseman. Just into his glove.
Leading off for the Tigers, the shortstop, Andy.
We miss
Martinez.
2 RBIs by mere inches. Heartbreaking.
Hey.
Definitely thought we had something there.
Ball 1.
I really thought that one was it. I really thought that one was it.
Ball 2.
But alas, it was not. Little dribbler, Rosario charges with the throw. Pretty close play with 84 speed. And Colt Keith, one of the batters that made us pay in the first.
That's ball 2.
That's not a ball though, Mr. Umpire.
Yeah.
Little dangerous going back-to-back changeups in the zone. especially low and into a left-handed hitter. That should be their money spot, but it works well enough. He pops it up. And this one, another pop-up. And basically, we're just taking turns hitting to our outfielders. This is just batting practice, essentially. Neither team can seem to get a lot of solid contact. And now Soler up. Good first pitch. Fastball up and in the corner. And the slider in on the black. Great pitching from Skubal. A lot of times we usually actually pitch pretty well against really good pitchers. It's kind of been a hallmark of this team that we've seen. I think we got to recognize that's a curveball, though. Not the best vision from Soler. I mean, that slider could have been it. I don't blame him swinging at that one, but staying alive. Doesn't bite on that slider. Skubal getting pretty low on energy. And that pitch really close to being strike three, but instead it is a full count. That one driven foul. Okay. Nothing over the heart of the plate from Skubal. And we work a walk. Nice long at bat.
Now batting, the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson.
There it is. Torkelson rips this one 106 off the bat. Holy cow. Absolutely plastered. Third baseman cannot react in time. And we have 2 on with no outs. Dylan Carlson, 99 contact versus lefties. Oh, good swing on the sinker, just a little bit late. Maybe a warning shot here for Skubal. Surely he's starting to feel the pressure. Oh, man. That was a strike, but would have loved a ball right there on that 50-50 call in the black. This looks like it's going to be a double play, and it is. What was that? A fastball? I mean, that doesn't look like it should have turned into a ground ball. Middle of the bat. But maybe, I guess, if the bat's at like a downward angle, I guess that kind of makes sense. That's just real tough.
Nope, that's the ball.
Now Seth Brown. He's been the hero for us before.
1-1.
And Skubal just refuses to give us anything belt high. That's in the strike zone. That one pretty close, but not exactly the pitch you want to go for.
Ball
3-1. Skubal's out of energy and yet to be pulled, which is atypical of what we see from the computer managers. And oh my God. I mean, we get that one through. That's going to scratch across a run. It's an RBI single for Seth Brown. That's probably going to pull Skubal.
Your attention, please.
And it does.
Now pitching for the Tigers.
Now facing Jay Groom. They're going back to a lefty. And this looks like a guy that we can hit. He doesn't have great stuff. He does have the strikeout stuff. The K/9s are pretty high. But everything else, pretty low. We are in the bottom of our order, which is not great versus lefties. But right off the bat, over the head of the shortstop, that's going to be a single. A little 2-out rally here would be amazing. If we can get to the top of the lineup, we could do some serious damage to this guy.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Kind of has a weird release. That's only 93, but it felt really fast. It felt a lot faster than 93.
Nope.
Okay. Douglas Vaughn, you could honestly be the hero.
Ball. 3 balls. No
But we're going to put up the stop sign. No swing. I mean, that could have been ball 4. It shouldn't be ball 4, but I've seen worse calls. Come on, Doug. Barreled. Fastball down the middle. And the bases are now loaded for Tyler Soderstrom.
Tyler Soderstrom.
ball.
This is huge. Not much power versus lefties. But has had a pretty good year at the plate. Just not with runners in scoring position. As you see there, only hitting 153 with runners in scoring position.
Ball. That's just out.
Incredibly close pitch number 3, fastball on the black. Turns on a 2-seamer. And this one's going to land. Yes! That's a 2 RBI single for Soderstrom. A's take a 3-run lead. We have to have every win that we can get. And now we have gotten to the top of our lineup where our lefty mashers live. Little fade shot out into left field, just to the track and caught. But I think that's pretty effective at bats
Leading off
with 2 outs.
the left fielder, number 36.
And now at the top of the 7th, Urias is still on the mound. He always has the stamina and the potential to go 9 any day he pitches. But we have to be really, really careful. This one is going to land out into the gap. Verdugo with the throw. That's where we miss some speed. If we have like a 85, a 90 speed outfielder right there, maybe he catches that. But our corner outfielders, only I think in the 45-ish range, speed-wise.
Ball. 1 strike. Aye.
Douglas, where are you going? Okay. He took a weird couple steps up towards second base before he threw that, but it's still an out. Energy's getting low. We're going to look into the bullpen. Do we give Dick a chance? Dick Lovelady. Do we go to the young guy, Kyle Brown? We're in the 7th. Feel like we need to get up, and then let's get Ryan Thompson up. We know he's disgusting. So we have righty-lefty choice. Should something go astray?
Ball. That's in. Ball 2.
They do have a runner in scoring position. And we're going 4 fastballs in a row. But now the changeup, which has been money all day, fouled off. If we can paint this, I think it will be good. Hit very hard, but foul. Come back inside. Turned on. If he's early on that, surely he'll whiff. And he does! Arias with the 6 shades and the 6 strikeout.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
Wow. And whiffs on the changeup way below the zone. That's the money pitch. And now we have a chance to expand upon our lead. Still facing Jay Groom.
Ball 1, no strike.
Kind of surprised they're leaving him in. Good changeup there, though. I don't know what the hell Ahmed Rosario was thinking.
That's a ball.
But good enough eye on the next pitch to hold off. Just want a little dribbler down third. Seen some really good defense here from Detroit on their infield. They made a number of very good plays. Flair's going to line that one out into left field. Thinking that one's just going to be a single. And it is. We just can't seem to get stuff into the gap. Very late on 77. Interesting. Okay.
That's a ball.
Okay. Torkelson having a good day, 2 for 3, I think with a walk as well.
That's ball 2. 2
Mm,
balls, 1 strike.
painting the corner there, but doesn't get the call. Some reason the way that changeup comes in, it looks very enticing on the inside. Hope we don't get too many of those.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Almost hit on the curveball.
Hey.
And then goes down looking on the fastball. Very good pitch. Very good pitch. Definitely thought that was below the zone. And then a hard hit ball right to the third baseman. Okay. Do we keep going with the Rise? Let's look. These next 2 batters are pretty weak versus righties. So I think it's time to make the move to Ryan Thompson.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
He has had a really good season. We're also going to go ahead and get up our closer, Luther Hanna,
Thompson.
who started off really good. His first, 15 or so innings, I think had 0 ERA. 36 strikeouts in 22 innings is kind of disgusting. As you can see by his attributes, he's got it. He just doesn't quite have, the velocity and the break in his pitches
No balls, 2 strikes.
that I think would make him truly elite.
Ball, that's down. That's a ball.
But nonetheless, he's been very good. Geloff with the diving catch is able to snag it, but the throw not made in time. Perez just a little bit too fast.
Jake Rogers.
And a guy we definitely anticipated on getting out is now on base. We have the sinker, which we're going to just abuse for hopefully what will be a ground ball. And he goes down looking at the slider. Again, we're just chucking sinkers, looking for a ground ball. Ryan Thompson, pinpoint accurate with these.
0-2.
Now we're just going to speed it up just a bit.
Ball 1.
The fastball, he doesn't bite. How about on the slider? Painted in the corner. Come on. Give me a ground ball. We get one. Rosario charges to Geloff, to Torkelson.
You're out.
Double play. Incredibly close play, by the way. And now coming up, it actually looks like going to Hannah. Chance for a save, but going lefty, lefty, righty, and these two lefties actually mash righties. I think we trust him, though. Well, actually, we'll wait. We'll wait. If we have a save opportunity, as we look at Sionel Perez, lefty with great velo, great break, doesn't allow home runs apparently. But if we are unable to score and it is a safe situation, we will go to the closer. That's why he's our closer, because we trust him. Seth Brown, all over these first two pitches, just a little bit late.
Ball that's outside.
Almost like someone who throws faster, like up in this 98 mile an hour zone. I feel like they're almost easier to track.
He's out.
Now batting, the second baseman, Zach Geloff.
Ball 1. Ball 2.
Now 2-0 to Geloff. Good slider there from Perez. 2-1. Wow, excellent fastball. Hard, low, and inside. Maybe not inside, but low. Fights off the high heat. And a full count. Hello. All right. Geloff draws the walk.
Douglas Vaughn.
Doug Vaughn, crucial hit last at bat.
0-1's the count.
Pitch hit there. Just I don't think he was quite ready for. We haven't seen many pitches right down the middle this game. Very few. So maybe just not ready for, such an easy pitch to hit. Good slider. Oh, and he takes one to the thigh.
Now batting, catcher.
That's one way to make the team show that you can take a hit.
Soderstrom.
Nope. Outside.
Again, not great with runners in scoring position, but
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
showed his stuff last at bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Check swing. He does go around. 1-2 count now.
Two balls, two strikes.
Way high and runs that one up to 99.
Full count.
Could be looking at bases loaded.
Pitcher base.
And we are. 97 outside. Good eye from Douglas Vaughn.
The right fielder, Alex
And now
Verdugo.
bases loaded for Alex Verdugo. Could blow this game wide open. It's going to be a fly out. I don't think it's deep enough to run on. But Geloff does, and he's safe. Okay. That works. Good call from the third base coach, sending Geloff. And Rosario, not a bad swing, honestly. Like, that's a good pitch to swing at. Gave it a decent ride, but flied out. Now, not a safe situation here. So Hannah will get the rest. And Ryan Thompson, we will expect to finish this one out.
0-2 is the count.
Dangerous pitch there.
Aye.
Wow. Beautiful fastball.
Now batting, the center fielder, Riley Green.
0-1. No ball, two strikes. Ball. One ball, two strikes. Aye.
And a beautiful fastball. Painted up and away.
The batter, number 36,
Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Thompson.
No, that's down.
Maybe he's our closer. Not if he leaves the slider up like that. But he is very accurate and very consistent. I have no idea how Wyatt Langford got under that one, but flies out. A's win 6-4. I think Verdugo's going to probably win player of the game. No, it actually goes to Julio Arias. 7 innings pitched, only allowed 4 hits.
6 runs, 10
The 2 earned runs, of course, and 1 walk, but 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. Not a bad line.
2 runs on 5 hits.
Verdugo and Torkelson both go 2 for 4 with Torkelson with a home run.
3 hours and 1
Geloff 2 for 3.
Thank you for
Some really clutch hitting. Good outing from Stewball. Goes 5 2/3. Does allow 4 earned runs, but pitched really well up until that last little bit. All right. So we actually ended up winning the series versus Boston. We won the first game versus Detroit against a really good pitcher. The Rockhounds don't have 4 lineups. Okay. Right, there was an injury to the catcher. Brandon Yoshida, get in there. You're the man now. Okay. Let's see how we do with the rest of the series versus Detroit. Jojo Romero has cleared waivers and is on to Las Vegas. Anthony Kay is eligible to be reinstated from the injured list, but is still going to be out for another 1 to 2 months, so he is going to go to the 60-day. And we sweep Detroit in a 4-game series. That is huge. We leapfrogged the Mariners. Now only half game back from the Astros, 2.5 games out of first place. And now we are well in the wild card hunt. We've now won 6 in a row. What are we going to do versus the Rangers? Okay, so we lose the series. Some close games, though, and win one. Astros tie the Rangers for first. We're 3.5 games back, but still solid contender for the wild card. All right, Kansas City, not an exceptionally talented team. I would expect to at least win this series. We don't. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. How's our rotation? So Arias looking good. Stuart Orr solid. Rogers improving, although he is cold right now. McKenzie, again, like the super low whip, but the ERA is just a little inflated. And then Orozco looks like in probably 2 starts, 13 strikeouts in 14 innings, sub 3 ERA, 1.23 whip. That's pretty good. Roosevelt Bronson, who we brought up, has done well so far. I think we're going to do this. Let's move Thompson to the closer role. Then we'll have Hannah and Crochet as a lefty-righty for setup. And then that gives us a lot of lefties in the middle. We'll see how that works out, but feel pretty good about that. Okay. And then our lineup is looking really good. Everyone's heating up at the right time, it seems. Okay, versus Toronto. 3-game series. Win, win, win. A sweep. 82 wins. Okay, maybe we're starting to find it now. This has been a much better month. Been a little streaky, but that's okay. And now we're 4 games up on the Mariners and only 2 games behind the Rangers and the Astros. So I think instead of Seattle, we are going to play Houston. But first, we have to get through the Chicago White Sox, who are not a good team. I would expect at least 2 or 3 wins. Angelis sustained a pulled leg, out for a few days. We'll keep him active. The Aviators, our AAA team, finished 73 and 77, not enough to make the postseason. Okay. The Rockhounds finished 34 35, also not good enough to make the postseason. Okay. So we've now won 6 in a row again. We sweep Toronto. We sweep the White Sox. We have definitely benefited from a pretty easy schedule in September. We're now 1.5 games back of first, and only half a game behind the Astros. We should have no problem making the American League wildcard with only 6 games left. Have we clinched? No, we haven't clinched. Okay. All right. Orr and Rogers have been doing okay. We will trust them. And then we will hop in this 3rd game versus Houston, pitching with Tristan McKenzie. I think probably our 3rd time this year. We pitched with him a lot, trying to get him on track. We lose game 1 and we lose game 2. Both very close games. 2-run games in both. Okay. That's really tough. But let's hop in here. Let's try and at least take one game from them, and then we'll see what happens the rest of the way. We got Tristan McKenzie. I would like to pitch with Orozca. Maybe we pitch with him. No, he's been doing well. We stick to what we do. McKenzie. Wow. And we are a tired group. And we don't want people to get injured. So let's do Lawrence Butler can play first. Vaughn will play second. And Seth Brown has quietly hit 30 home runs again. And he can play first. I think I would rather have Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence is a little bit better defensively. So let's switch those. Butler will play left. Brown will be at first. Rosario in center. Verdugo in right. Torkelson and Geloff get the day off. Let's move Brown up because he is having such a good year. And actually our righty lineup is not looking too bad. All right. I think if we would have swept Houston, I think we could have had a chance at the division. But I think even if we lose all 4 games, I don't think that we have any danger of not making the wild card.
Leading off for the Astros, the center fielder, Will Benson.
Hee-haw!
All right. So we have seen great things with McKenzie and some really bad things. I feel like he doesn't give up hits, but when they do, they go over the fence, which is obviously not what you want. The slider also misses inside a lot, which of course is really bad. But so far, so good. 4 pitches and 2 outs. And now versus the very dangerous Kyle Tucker.
Hee-haw!
Try and get this one right around his knees.
Ball. 1-2.
Kind of fillets this one out to Barger at short. Very good start for McKenzie. Under 10 pitches for the first. And now we're going to face Hunter Brown. Looks like a pretty good pitcher. It's good velocity. And Verdugo's going to start off with a rip out to right field. That one's high and deep and gone. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town. A lead-off one-pitch home run.
1-0.
Love to see it. Trastros can't hang.
Hee-haw.
Wow, phenomenal pitch there.
Ball. 3-1.
This one gets past the diving. Oh, hold up. Who do they have at second? It's not Altuve anymore. Someone with long hair. Brendan Donovan playing second. Okay. Makes sense. I mean, he's much better defensively
Batting
than
third,
Altuve.
the first baseman, Seth
So where's Short King?
Brown.
He must be DHing.
No balls. 1 strike. That's the ball. He's in there.
Nick Prado at first. Maybe he's playing third. He's got to be third or DH.
Ball.
We got a good swing out of Seth Brown there, high and deep out into left field. Takes a bounce midway up the wall. It's going to be a double for Seth Brown and an RBI. Very good first inning here. No outs, 2 runs.
No, that's the ball.
Ooh, 97 getting past Soler.
Run.
And then another hard fastball down at the knees. Soler hits this one pretty hard out into right. It's high. Wow. Hits it very hard. 104 off the bat. That was a missile. 440 feet for Old Man Soler's 28th home run of the year. Slider that just hangs up and punished. Barger takes a swing at the first pitch, trying to match our leadoff batter. This one's a line out.
Douglas Vaughn.
But off to a strong start. 4 runs in the first.
That's inside. That's the ball.
We do have 10-mile-an-hour winds out to right field. That could be a little part of our success. Part of why
Yeah.
the ball is traveling so well. This one shot down the third baseline, and it is fair. Rolls to the wall. Douglas Vaughn has pretty good speed, and that's going to be an easy stand-up double. His third this month, as he was part of our September call-ups, and is in giving Zach Geloff the day off. And then Lawrence Butler almost takes off Hunter Brown's head. The throw to the plate is not even close. DV scores with ease. 5-0 in the bottom of the first. Curtis Mead could have easily made this 7-0, but misses the slider left way up in the zone. Fouls out. And now Soderstrom. We've almost made it through the entirety of our lineup this inning, which feels good, not going to lie. That one's hit hard and missed by the left fielder. A diving effort, but to no avail. Now 6-0, and the starting pitcher is out
Number 53.
after 2/3 of an inning. Now Agretti Spaghetti, who we have seen before. I do not recall how we performed against him, though. That's going to be a flyout for Verdugo. Nothing like the success of his first at-bat, but what a start to this game. 7 hits, 6 runs. And I think it's just something about the Astros.
Yeah! 0-1.
But we just play well against them.
No balls, 2 strikes.
At least when user-controlled games. Altuve flails at the slider way outside the zone. Little gremlin. Great ball player, but a cheater and an asshole.
0-1.
That's all I have to say about that. And now if McKenzie can shut it down, and we have even close to the success that we had in inning number 1, we might be simulating the rest of this game.
That missed. That's a ball.
All right, let's see what that curveball do. Ooh, sliced out into right field. Verdugo's on it. The throw to second. It's going to be close.
No, he's safe.
Not as close as I would have liked. But Verdugo does have a very strong arm. Despite his lack of speed, he can throw the baseball. We've seen him make some pretty good plays in the past.
No, ball. No, that missed. That's a ball. 3-1.
McKenzie with a challenge fastball here, and I think we're going to go curveball. Kind of crazy on a full count, but I think at least gets a swing and miss, or the swing. This is the problem with McKenzie, though. Kind of a one-trick pony. But the gets the check swing, goes around on the slider. Now the A's looking to continue.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
One and one.
The first inning is basically what happens when everything goes right and every hit lands. We've seen innings happen like that to us. We've seen innings like that happen to us. Seth Brown, gone. Just an absolute piss missile. 111 off the bat. Turned on that, his 31st home run of the year. Curveball left way up. And back-to-back, Jorge Soler power on this bright, sunshiny day. That one is launched a mile. And Barger again trying to match his teammates' first pitch swinging and misses the fastball by quite a bit. I thought we were closer than that. I guess not. Vaughn rips this one out to right. If it's fair, it is gone. It is foul. Just early. Only 48 power, but you see that 10-mile-an-hour wind out in the right field. Helping balls carry First baseman knocks it down to throw at the plate, and he is out. Good effort, good run, but damage done. And that's tough from the ump there. As always, if we get to a double digit, not always, I mean, we don't see a situation much, but if we do get to like a double digit lead or close to that, we will quick manage. Just because, it becomes a little unentertaining, a baseball game where you're up by 10 runs. You know, we do have to realize that Houston did win the first 2 games against us. So it's not like we can really talk a bunch of smack. As much as I would love to. Okay, umpire hates us.
1 ball, 1 strike.
But we are putting the hurt on them for sure. And it feels good.
No, that's a foul ball.
All right.
Ball.
Full count now.
Full count.
Scared to go up and in because umpire has really screwed us on that call, but we're going to do it anyway. If he swings and misses, then it doesn't matter. Foul ball. We know we have a good curveball. Let's see if he can hit it.
Ball 4.
Spits on it. That is a good walk. But I can't just keep throwing fastballs
It's 0-1.
over and over again to strike someone out. I need... You have to have some sort of put-out pitch. All right, and I was actually worried about the lighting
0-1.
here. Kind of difficult to see the PCI. But we are hitting the ball very hard.
Oh.
Not having a problem barreling the baseball up. Opposite field for Curtis Mead. And the way we're swinging, I don't even know. It's just one of those days. Seems to happen frequently, though, to Houston when we play them. And that's okay. Oh, he's going to make the throw. Not in time. Good heads-up base running there. Scored a wild pitch, though. Soderstrom very late on the high fastball. Maybe he just couldn't quite decide if he wanted to swing or not. Got to be decisive.
2-1.
His fastballs up they feel like, looks like they rise almost.
That's a ball.
And maybe working a walk here. If we can turn over the lineup, that would be always nice to get to the top of the lineup with runners on base. That one does fall. Center fielder cannot make the grab. Kind of bobbles it around. It lands awkwardly in front of him. A single for Soderstrom. Okay. Tough call from the umpire, from ump there. Little bloop round to right, and that one lands. 1 run scores, and they hold Butler at third. Verdugo with an RBI on that single. Now Rosario. This one, great grab by Donovan. Throw to the shortstop and then on first baseman. I know it's not a double-digit lead, but I think we will quick manage the at-bats unless Houston somehow manages to make this a game. Because with the way our pitching has been, I would much rather keep McKenzie
Ball, that's down.
on track by pitching with him than sit here and just do batting practice. Altuve hits a rocket. I mean, that is pretty much the definition of a mistake pitch. I do not... yeah. I don't know what else you expect throwing a fastball down the middle.
No ball, 2 strikes.
But even still up 8 runs. I think we're okay to sim. And that's the thing with it's just something about McKenzie. I feel like when he misses really, really bad. Like whether it's the curveball or the slider, if they're misses, I feel like they're just middle. So 1 run given up through 4 thus far. All right, we will quick manage and simulate the inning. We score 1.
Leading off for Houston, the left fielder, Justin Durden.
Always good to see double-digit numbers. And that ball definitely carried a pretty long ways. That wind really helping out both sides.
Ball. Nope, ball. Two balls, 1 strike.
And that slider, maybe I've just been pitching it wrong the whole time.
We got a full count.
Because it seems like throwing it down as opposed to like trying to spin it in and then across the zone is much more effective. I'm not quite sure what the last batter thought. He was like, what was happening? Because he seemed shocked that the pitch that was inches inside the zone was strike 3. He literally jumped at it.
1 and 2 is the count.
McKenzie rings up another one. We don't score that inning. The first inning so far where we don't score. Still have a commanding 9-run lead. And I think if you're McKenzie, I think you feel really good about the outing so far.
Ball inside.
Working into the 6th. We did have the one really bad mistake pitch that got hit very hard. Okay. Kind of a weird play from Vaughn there. Just dove for the ball, but ended up diving over the top of it. Can't make the play. And while it's going on, Tucker is flailing. Now Altuve takes strike 1 for a ball. Get the throw over to second, out number 3. Okay, we do score another run, now a 10-run lead. McKenzie still on the mound at 75 pitches. Vaughn with a little bit of a bobble, but is able to regain and makes the quick throw. Gotta be careful of those mistake pitches. That one leaking a little bit way too inside the middle than what we would want. And another strikeout. I feel like every time we pitch with McKenzie, the dude is a strikeout machine. His ratings would not necessarily indicate that he would do that, but that's just what always happens. I don't know why. Getting a little low on energy, starting to miss a little bit. Missed a lot on that one. Justin Dearden didn't miss, but thankfully foul. Hot shot in between third and short. Still 2 outs. Not really any danger so far.
0-1.
Dangerous pitch again. We got to keep those sliders really low.
Ball, that's up.
And the curveball gets him.
Your attention, please.
I think we will go to the bullpen.
Now pitching for the Astros. Number 20.
We'll get our setup and our closer going. Well, we don't need to go. Let's sit Thompson. There we go. Let's get our 2 setup guys going. Get them a little bit of work. Just in case we don't score in the 7th. Pitch number 92 coming. And it is a high fly ball for Barger. He's under it. Easy out number 1.
Nope, ball.
Okay. Umpire hates me.
1-1. Strike 2.
Pitch number 96 now. Curveball does not get strike 3. The slider pitching down has been incredibly effective.
That's foul.
That one, however, fouled off. And 92 past Will Benson for another strikeout. McKenzie with pitch number 100. And the slider, wow, another strikeout. Now I know he's pretty much out of energy, but we will bring him out. We will go ahead and quick manage this inning. We score another. And now we're going to see if Tristan McKenzie can finish off this game versus Houston. Complete game with only 1 run scored would be a really excellent outing. Hopefully that's enough to get him
0-2.
back on track, headed into what should be a wild card playoff run.
That's a ball.
Pitch number 106. Having a little trouble putting out Tucker. He is an excellent batter. Just don't have the swing and miss right now. But a fly out would work if Verdugo can get under it.
Ball. Full count.
And now out of energy. The leash is very short, but he still manages to crank that one up to 93. We're trying to go the distance.
Ball. Ball. 2-2. Count is full.
Full count. Wow, another strikeout. And hopefully what will be the last batter for McKenzie with pitch number 120 on the way. And Bregman does fillet one out to right. This may seem insane, still being out of energy, 120 pitches. But we're taking it back old school. Pitchers used to be able to pitch this long. And McKenzie's that dude. There it is. A complete game, 1-run outing from McKenzie. A's put up 12 after 6 in the first. Hard to understate how good of a game. Soler goes 4 for 5 with 3 home runs and 4 RBIs. McKenzie, 9 innings, does allow 5 hits, but only 1 walk and 15 strikeouts. Disgusting. That is the kind of outing that we're looking for from McKenzie. He makes us proud. And now we have the final series versus the Mariners. Houston versus the Rangers. So there's really no way that we can come in first. If the Rangers sweep the Astros and we sweep the Mariners, then we get second, vice versa with the Astros. So let's see what happens. The Athletics have finished the season 88-74. We have made the postseason as a wild card team, and we play the Astros. So it looks like the Rangers got the best of Houston. Yes, they win 2 out of 3. We end up 2 games behind the Rangers for first, which is not bad. Out of all the MLB, we'll take a look at the statistics here for the year and awards. Player, wow, statistics, team rankings. Okay, so we actually finished second in batting average after being ahead most of the year. First in at-bats, third in runs. So maybe the second half of the year, that's why we did so poorly. Our pitching already was not doing great. And then coupled with our offense flailing a little bit. Second in hits, first in doubles. Not many triples because we don't have a bunch of speed. Third in home runs, third in RBIs. Only 14th for base on balls. We struck out the least out of any team. Second highest slugging percentage. My God, the dogs. Geloff, Verdugo, and Brown slugging over 500. Third in on base, first in total bases. And then, yes, I see you. Here's where it gets tricky. ERA, we actually made up some ground. Tied for 11th. We actually were tied for 8th in complete games. I mean, we don't expect our pitching to be terrible, but just kind of middle of the road is kind of what killed us. If we're up in this, like, maybe top 10, then maybe we win 10 more games. And then winning percentage, we were tied for 9th. Oh, wait, that's for pitchers. Okay. All right. Do we have any league leaders? Verdugo is 4th in the league in batting average. Spencer Torkelson was 9th, so we have 2 in the top 10. That's pretty outstanding. Geloff in the top 25. Rosario 30th. Verdugo 3rd in the league for hits. Rosario in the top 10. Rosario and Geloff both in the top 10 for doubles. We don't crack the top 10 for home runs. No, we do. All 3 of our players all tied with 32 home runs for 10th. Okay? So pretty good there. We'll take a look at awards. Corey Seager is going to win MVP again. 3 years in a row is pretty crazy. Cy Young to Framber Valdez. Batting title to Yandy Diaz. Okay. Reliever of the year is Tyler Holton on Detroit. 48 innings, posted a 1.68 ERA and a .79 WHIP. I think that's more than deserving. Rookie of the year goes to Alan Winans, 31-year-old starting pitcher. Okay. Corey Seager wins Hank Aaron. Soderstrom finishes 3rd for a Gold Glove at catcher. Soler finishes 3rd for Silver Slugger at DH after winning it 2 years ago. Geloff wins a Silver Slugger at 2nd, back-to-back years winning a Silver Slugger, and his 3rd in 4 years. Verdugo wins Silver Slugger in the outfield 2 years in a row. Okay. All right, there's the awards. There's the stats. I just want to take a quick look at our pitching rotation. So Urias finishes with actually a really good year. He must have had an insane last month. Finishes with a 3.44 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. As you can see, barely higher than the previous 2 years. The ERA is a little inflated. Stuart Orr started off strong, kind of fell off at the end. 3.91 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, but still very, very good. Trevor Rogers, okay. Maybe he's starting to turn the corner, finishes with a 4 ERA and a 1.4 WHIP. So maybe by this time next year, he's below a 4 ERA. Tristan McKenzie, 4.27. Actually, his lowest WHIP since 2023. Just that ERA. Must have given up a lot of hits. Yep. 173 hits. Tough. And then you're supposed to be... Oh, it's because we're in the playoffs. Okay. Jaime Barria, Mason Miller. Hannah has a good year. Garrett Crochet has a good year. And Ryan Thompson has a spectacular year. 1.69 ERA, 0.71 WHIP. He'll definitely be our closer heading into the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and give Geloff a potential. When you look at his average is 286, his on base is 344, and his average slugging is 545. He 1,000% deserves to have a little bit of an increase. Already at almost 27 WAR. Crazy. Phenomenal player. Torkelson comes out, has another fantastic year. Didn't quite slug as much, but still fantastic. We'll probably have to pay him big money if we want to retain him for next year, which I think we will. Seth Brown, just another good year. He just keeps getting better somehow. At 34 years of age, he just keeps improving. Addison Barger ended up being a great trade piece. You know, we kind of took a chance on him, and he performed exceptionally well. Not as good as last year, but still very good year. 273, slugged close to 8. So kind of like he's like above average, I guess. Curtis Mead, really just not what we needed to. Excel versus lefties. Did not hit well versus righties, so that explains his dip in ER in average. And then Soderstrom just continues to improve. He's been very consistent these last 3 years, and he's okay. For a catcher, that's really good offensive output for a catcher. He's just a solid player, and that's good enough for me. All right. And then our other starter, Dylan Carlson. Not bad, just having a hard time hitting righties. Okay, well, that'll be it. Next episode, we'll probably play our first 2 series, assuming that we beat Houston. We'll go over the rules for how we orchestrate the offseason. We'll fix the playoff rosters. And I'll see you guys in the next one. We might be on our way to a back-to-back World Series, but first, the Astros. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.